I truly believe sharing what I'm selling in my eBay store is going to help a lot of beginners out there figure out what type of items they want to be picking up and putting inside of their business. So that is why in this video I've compiled the top 25 top selling brands for the highest price over the last month in my eBay store to help a lot of people out there to see if you guys could pick some of these items up as well. So we're going to be reviewing the time that it took to sell these items and as well as the amount that they sold for. Then you guys can get a good idea when you're going out sourcing. You can figure out, hey, is this going to sell fast for me? And what is the typical price that I can expect for this item? I really want to bring as much value to the channel as possible. So every month I'm going to be breaking down my top 20 to 25 sales over the previous month to really just bring as much as I can to a lot of the beginners out there, because I know when I first started, especially in clothing, I had no idea what to pick up. I had no idea what to source, where to source, how to source. So hopefully that this can provide you with at least a little bit of a solid foundation to, when you guys go out sourcing, you at least kind of can get familiar with some of these brands that we're going to be talking about today. So let's jump right into it. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I was first starting out, I was wanting to see what other sellers were selling first, so I knew what items to pick up at the thrift in the first place. So that's why we're going to be reviewing the top sales from last month, just to help a lot of the beginners out there to kind of know what these things sell for in the typical turnaround time. So first, we're going to get into the whole month of sales as far as like the big picture point of view, what was going on. Sales have been increasing month over month, which is a beautiful thing. So you can see here for the month of April, we did $11,545 in total sales, and then plus another $1,000 roughly in sales on Poshmark. It's around 12,500. So you were seeing about a 36% increase in sales on eBay, which is beautiful. And then the quantity sold up 45%. So keep in mind as well that I am also selling through a lot of the junk that's in my eBay store. So a lot of $8, $10, $12 sales mixed in there from things that I just should have never put in my store and need to get deeply discounted just to get moved out. So my whole goal for the store is to take it from 9,800 items down to about 5,000 item range, and I want those items to be A plus home run items that are going to sell typically between 90 and 180 days or less. So that's why you see the numbers skewed a little bit, because this is not an average sale price that I would love to keep onto for the remainder of the year. You can see it's lower than my average. The average for the entire year is about 24.50, and you can see last month we barely hit just under $22 average sale price, but we are selling 45% more, which is beautiful. So here's the categories. I think this is important to focus on, especially if you're a beginner reseller. You need to see what categories that you're selling in the most and then double down on those categories. For me in my business, I have been in the top categories of men's jeans, men's pants, and women's tops has usually been about the fourth category. So you could see here that continues the same for the month of April. Men's jeans are the top category by almost double. You can see men's jeans, we almost sold about $1,800 in sales just in that category alone. And the next nearest category is men's casual button down shirts. So you really want to double down in what you're selling, especially if you're just starting out. Get familiar with your traffic and your sales tab in your eBay seller hub so you could really know and double down on those categories. So that's something to pay attention to as you continue to get more experience on the platform. So now let's get into like the top 20 or so items that sold. We're going to be going over the average sale price of the item and then also the time that I listed the item, which I think is really important because you guys want to know, well, yeah, did that take 5 years to sell? So I think it's important to say when I listed that so you guys can get familiar at the expected time frame when that item sells. So if you want to pick it up, then you can see if it meets your metrics and go ahead, pick it up. This is a brand that I'm not familiar with. Now I am, is Spire and McKay. They make really nice men's dress pants and men's sport coats, blazers. I've just now started to pick up more and more blazers depending on, the size and the material. So these sold within a week of listing them. Spire and McKay blazers. It was a combined order. I had two of them. So this was like a blue one and a kind of tan beige one. They were wool linen blend, size 38, not the best size, but these blazers go for $200, $300 each used. So I did a combined order of $100 each to the same buyer, and it was $200 plus I think $8, $9 shipping. So that was beautiful. That was a very nice fast sale. I think I paid $7 each for those blazers. Next up, we have SNS Herning. I think this is a UK Europe brand. This is a really nice cable knit, chunky knit sweater. Um, let's see if I want to show the tag, and I'm sorry I didn't show the tag on. I don't even have a picture of the tag on this one. Okay. Well, let's see. Can't really see it there, but this is a good brand to be picking up. This one did take a while to sell. This was new with tags, so I took a best offer of $100 plus shipping on this, and you can see I just had it listed too high. I had it for 250 when I had first listed it 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, back in August of 2022. Going back to the Spire and McKay, I want to show off those tags. That is kind of what you're going to be looking for when you're looking through the blazers. So you're just going to want to look at the inside of the blazer really fast and go down that row of blazers. And that's what I've been doing and getting in a habit of doing, of just like, when I'm at the blazers section, I'm just going through fast inside pocket, looking for those brands, looking for the material tag so I can quickly identify and move on to the next item. So the next item that I picked up listed within 2 weeks or sold within 2 weeks of listing. I listed on April 17th, and it sold just a couple days ago. It was this Harley Davidson men's really nice motorcycle jacket. I would say it was almost new without tags, maybe worn once. Um, Men's extra large, great size. I listed it for 169. It took a best offer of $100. I think I was all in about $24 on this jacket. So very nice. I don't often pick up motorcycle jackets, but I did on that one just because the metrics hit my business model. Another great brand is 11T. They make really nice men's blazers. This was just a cotton men's blazer, really good size, 56. $199 listed. I believe I took a best offer of like 120, 140 in that range. And it sold fast. Listed it on April 3rd and it sold about 2 weeks later. Beautiful. Just an awesome thing here. And that kind of kicked off my run into picking up more blazers. It's like, how many times am I passing up and passing by that section and not at least looking for the ones that are selling the best? The Peter Millar, the 11T, the Spire McKay, anything Laurel Piana. That's going to be a good wool fabric. So there's things in blazers that you should look for, but not, I would say, 8, 9 out of 10 of the blazers are just really slow and really, probably aren't going to meet your metrics unless you want to sit on the blazers for years. So you're really going to have to make sure what your parameters are for picking up blazers. But yeah, that was a really nice sale. Look out for the brand 11T. That's a good one. Just picked this one up last week. Icebreaker. Icebreaker makes performance merino wool like activewear. These were $7 and I picked them up last week. Someone right away submitted a $30 offer and I declined because I knew that these sold for about $70 range at this size. So they were purchased full price plus shipping. So $69.95 plus shipping, listed a week ago. And the model was Shasta. One thing I've been getting into more of a habit lately, and this is kind of inspired off of Caleb Sells. If you don't know his channel, check it out. Really doubling down and really being more disciplined in looking up the style codes, especially now since I'm picking up more higher cost of good items. I'm trying to make it a habit of picking up better items. So I'm really going to get in the habit of looking up the style codes. Why? Because I could plug in those keywords into the title so those items have a better chance of selling. So by plugging in that keyword Shasta on these icebreaker pants, I believe that was a big contribution to it selling quickly. So something to be aware about. Yes, it takes more time, but I think it's worth it. So another awesome sale. You guys know this brand. The brand is, if it loads, maybe we'll just go to the next thing. Oh boy, come on. We'll just go to this one while that one loads. This is a vintage Ralph Lauren blazer. This came from a storage unit buyout I did almost 2 years ago. This was listed October 3rd, 2022. The blazer retailed for $197.50, and it sold on a best offer of, I think, $50. I don't think I got 70 for it. So that's the thing with blazers, is they just take a long time to sell, and if they're not the right size, no matter if they're new at tags, they may take forever to sell. But I'm glad I got this one out of my store and sold so someone can go and wear it. Awesome. So that brand that I was talking about that's great is Diesel. We all know Diesel's great. New at tags, not new at tags. It's a great brand. I believe I took a best offer of $60 plus shipping on this one. It is the Buster Slim Straight series. So Diesel is an awesome brand. The retail price was $188. I love Diesel. Diesel men's jeans, used or not used, I pick them up. They're a great brand. Uh, Another one is Zegna. So this sold fast as well. The Diesel jeans did not sell fast. Those sold in a year. So not something I'm really looking to pick up, but I think I I'm willing to pick them up, but I priced them too high. That's why. So Zegna, back to that. I know I'm kind of going everywhere, but I want to make sure I include the time frame in which these items sell. So this was listed April 7th, and it was sold within 2 weeks. Zegna is a great brand to be picking up. Ties. I just picked up a sport coat today from Zegna. Really good brand. This is the Zegna Sports Series. I don't think it's anything special as far as material. It's polyester, but a great size. Medium. So not the best size, but this is just a windbreaker men's jacket, sold for $50 plus shipping. So that's a great brand to be picking up. Another slow blazer. This took a year to sell. A Ralph Lauren men's jacket, blazer, cotton, new with tags. Nothing too special about it. You can see the retail price was $225. So I took a best offer, I believe, of $60 on this one as well. Just happy to get these items out of my store. Another great sale is this men's duffel bag, really heavy duty. This came from a storage unit buyout as well, listed a year ago. Took a best offer of $50 plus shipping. Can't really elaborate too much because I don't pick up a ton of bags or duffel bags. All I know is that I got a ton from that storage unit, and I'm getting them. They're all listed, and I'm just taking offers on all of them. But it's a pretty cool bag. Eddie Bauer's not like the best brand, but this was a cool Eddie Bauer bag, retailed for $150. This is a great brand. Sold within I think even a couple days of listing, is a brand new with tags Fred Perry shirt. I believe it's a European brand. Found this at a thrift store, and it's a great size. It was a 2XL, 100% cotton, nice plaid colorway. Sold full price, $60 plus shipping. So awesome brand to be looking out for. Fred Perry, very kind of boring type of logo tag, but sometimes the best selling brands have the worst boring logos and tags. So Fred Perry is something to be looking out for. The sell-through rate is really strong in this size as well. So the next one is vintage G-Star Raw Blazer, $50 plus shipping on this one. G-Star Raw is a great brand. They make awesome men's jeans, men's shirts, men's blazers. G-Star Raw is usually a pickup for me 9 times out of 10. This did sell within a reasonable amount of time, March 12th, and it sold 6 weeks later. So that was a nice one here. A nice men's blazer by G-Star Raw. So very good there. And then we had a vintage Grateful Dead shirt. Bought this in a bulk buyout a while ago, and I listed it a year ago, and it sold for $60 plus shipping. Grateful Dead, any vintage Grateful Dead stuff is usually should be a pickup at the right price. And this one didn't even have any crazy kind of graphics or anything like that. Just this skull on the back. So $60 plus shipping, sold a year, took a year to sell. And then we have a Christian Dior shirt. So picked this up last week and it sold within a week. A really cool pattern, design, geometric. This is a vintage Christian Dior men's button up, size large. Took no time to sell, and I believe I took an offer of $50 plus shipping on this. So anything Christian Dior, you're gonna want to double check the stitching because this brand I would say is more often faked than not. You're gonna see a lot of fakes out there, so you're just gonna want to double check the stitching and those little details that you could tell if it's a fake or not, and you'll be able to tell quickly. If you just pay attention to the authenticity of it, sometimes even the feel of the material, you will be able to tell. So that's a good brand, and that's a quick sell. Very nice. Another G Star Raw pair of jeans. This is the deconstructed, tapered, new with tags. These were they took too long to sell because I listed them too high. So $54 plus shipping. These took just about 11 months to sell. G Star Raw, as I've said, is a great brand. Pick it up when you see it at the right price. I wouldn't be spending $40 to to sell them for 50, but I would spend 10. I would spend 15 if they're in good shape, because typically the jeans sell used for $30 to $60, depends on condition. So G Star Raw, another nice sale here. These are some vintage wide leg L2 Levi's. They even had some wear on the knee. These were listed 5 days ago and they sold for full price of $50 plus shipping. So anything wide leg, baggy is going to be a pickup. Sometimes the brand doesn't even matter, guys. It could just be the style. South Pole, Paco, anything like those Y2K brands that are super baggy and extreme. You can see my keywords here: baggy, grunge, Y2K, hip hop, wide leg. Those are the keywords you want to plug in for those loose fitting jeans. $50, sells within 5 days. I'll take that any day. Let me show you. There was a vintage tag made in Guatemala um, in 1996. So how you could tell is this 4-digit sequence here, 1196. They were made in November of 1996. Awesome sale there. And L2 is not, they're not silver tabs, but L2 is just like another branch model off of Levi's. They usually don't sell for as much money like a silver tab. But yeah, that is awesome. That is a very nice sale, quick sale, very good. So Ariat, we all know Ariat. These are some flame resistant M4 boot cut jeans. These were in great condition. I did pay up on these. I believe I paid about $14, but they did sell for close to full price, $45, $50. These took 10 days to sell. So listed on April 18th. And that's the one thing I've noticed just by picking up better and better items is they are selling so much faster than previous items. These items are selling within a week, within 2 weeks, within a month of listing, and I'm loving that. And it's just giving more, not confidence, but giving me more fulfillment in picking up better items. I don't care spending a little bit more money, but these items I know now that I pick up with confidence that are going to sell soon. Rather than buying items and going, man, that item hasn't sold in 6 months. That's pretty demoralizing. So these items are selling fast. So these were listed on the 18th, sold within 10 days or a week, and they're gone. Another quick selling item was this. We all know Patagonia. This is a women's better sweater. I listed it for 54 and accepted a best offer of 40. It did have pilling on the front, but I did take the extra 5 minutes to use the fabric shaver to shave it off. And it's a nice color and pretty decent size. Got it at a Goodwill for I think $14. Maybe it was 7, 14, around in that range. But people were passing it up because it had a lot of pilling. shave it, and then there you go. Awesome and good to go there. April 7th, and it sold within a week or two for $40 plus shipping. And then next we have this North Face men's reversible flannel jacket. So it's soft shell on the outside, and then like a flannel type material on the inside. So black or green. I did pay $14 for this one. I do remember that, but it sold for the full asking price of $64.95. Listed in April 7th and sold within, I think, 2 to 3 weeks. It's awesome to still be selling jackets during this time of year. And the model, I looked up the style. It's the Afterburner insulated flannel snap button series jacket. So that was a nice sale. Here's a vintage Michael Jordan shirt. I don't pick up a ton of vintage stuff just because it's really what a lot of people gravitate to at my local thrift stores. I will pick it up if I see it, but I'm usually picking up more modern day stuff just because that's kind of what's been in my knowledge bank. Obviously single stitch made in USA stuff I'll pick up, but it's not something I'm like running to the racks towards to pick up vintage t-shirts. Just a lot more research goes in on the back end. So I had this listed for $74.98, and I think I took an offer of $50. It was listed last year. Took a year to sell. It had a few stains on it, but still a pretty cool shirt nonetheless. I mean, anything with that crazy graphic like that is going to sell, even with some stains. It was a size large, so that was a good one. Here's a vintage orange tab Levi's 519. Not too familiar with that style, but I believe these were made in the early 90s or even in the, oh no, these are like 1980s. So, or even sooner, could be 70s, 575. So orange tab is going to be obviously the first indicator you want to check, and then made in USA. These sold for $50 plus shipping, and these were listed on April 15th and sold within a week or two. So pretty nice. I'm liking that. Here is another brand to be picking up, South Pole, especially in the wide baggy leg style of jeans. This was a nice size, 38-30, and you can see I used baggy, wide leg, loose, straight fit, denim, rocker, Y2K. These sold for $50. No, these sold for $38 plus shipping. Sorry. And they were listed April 6th. And if you hold out for more, you'll get more. I just wanted to get these kind of sold and fast through my store. So just turn $4 into, I think it was 38 plus shipping. I'm happy with that. Get them out of here. My thrift store is not onto the South Pole trend, so you could typically find these for pretty cheap. The vintage South Pole wide leg baggy jeans. And you're going to want to plug in those keywords: wide leg, loose, straight, hip hop, Y2K. Those are some good keywords as well. These are some belts I got from the storage unit. They're just called Brave belts, made in Italy. Someone sent an offer of $40. I accepted it. Pretty cool belt, not something I would wear, but just nonetheless taking advantage of a lot of the stuff that was in the storage unit and just getting it sold in and out of my store just to kind of ramp up the volume and the velocity. So things overall are picking up in my store. The reason why is because I'm just being more disciplined and picking up better items, going out to more and more thrift stores every week. I'm trying to hit at least 10 a week, if not at least 5. But I have found a couple thrift stores in my area that do color rotation discount days. So I try to go on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to those thrift stores. And I believe really now more than ever, the more you can go out to your local thrift store, the more opportunity you're going to find those bread and butter items. I got a message the other day on Instagram. How do I find bread and butter items? I asked, well, how many times are you going out a week to a thrift store? They're like 1 to 3. I don't think that that's going to cut it nowadays with all the other competition out there. So early bird gets the worm. You got to be one of the first to get in line when they open, and then you got to go out as frequent as possible if you're picking up clothing. And that just depends on other thrift stores as well. But yeah, that was a great month. I'm really excited to share the progress for this upcoming month of May, and to also kind of recap what items are selling. If you guys got value out of this, comment down below. Was this helpful for you? What deep dives do you want to see? I could also do the top 20 worst selling items in my store, though I don't think that that would provide you with much value, and it would kind of be depressing. But maybe if you guys want to see that as well, I'll show it. I don't care. But yeah, if you guys got value, comment down below. Questions, I'm here to help you. Reach out on Instagram, reach out on YouTube. I want to bring as much value as I can to you guys. I hope you have a blessed rest of the day. Oh, and don't forget, we got J Ride Flips on Friday, kind of discussing some advice for beginner resellers and kind of how we can get started as a reseller and kind of best practices. So you're going to want to check that out. I'll link it down below, bookmark it, hit the bell icon, and you guys will be notified when we go live on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be blessed. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.